Well, we've got to have a couple of tires put on this tractor. Jared was running this on the Pottinger here this spring and blew the inside tire. McLaughlin's came over. They ended up putting the outside tire on the inside, and then we had a dual mounted. Had one of them already mounted, so they put that on as well. And now we're going to replace 2 tires so that we can have one as a spare that's not mounted. Then we have this one that's mounted here, and that's what we have going on. So Kyle is here. They just recently bought this truck here over the winter, and he's going to do a little walk around on this Peterbilt truck here that he's got set up to do large jobs like this. He did put tires on the 7290 here this spring on the rear, and I've got a short video of that we'll put into this video here. I just didn't have a real place for it. When I did the videoing here this spring, they also dropped off some flotation tires for silage trucks here last week as well. So this seems to be the bunk that we do all the tire work in, huh, Kyle?
Nice clean area.
Yeah. So this is Kyle McLaughlin. Him and his brother have a tire business in Elbridge, and they do all of our tire work like this here. They are real handy. He's going to give us a walk around, like I said, of his tire truck here. It's got a crane on there, all the essential tools to get the job done. So if you want to go ahead and describe the truck there, Kyle, we'll do a quick walk around.
Yes, so it's a 2022 337 model. Ultra cab, so it's got the taller roof, bigger extension on the back, so you can actually sit back a little bit. The truck was put together, well, the chassis was ordered in Davenport, Iowa, and everything else was put on in Garner, Iowa by Stellar Industries. Ordered it with the storage module there between the cab and the crane for something different, some more storage. Had all underbody compartments put in, nothing protruding in the body itself. It's 14-foot long body, 2-foot long storage module, and then the gap of the crane there. So to some people, it doesn't really mean a whole lot, but this is a 10-inch extension, so you can be sitting back here, kind of stretch out while you're in between jobs. So in here, I had the extra drawer put in for some Milwaukee battery tools and whatnot. This is one of the upgrades. I put a 3,000 watt pure sine inverter in there so I can keep the batteries for those charged. I can run that grinder. And then, just like your hose reels, electric cord right on a reel, so you're not carrying around an extension cord. This is not permanent, this is just very temporary. Finally got the 55-gallon water tank put in there with the air-operated pump. So this one is just for washing your hands throughout the day, and then actually to fill that tank right off our garden hose, just hook it up, open the valve, and stand here and fill the tank. You ain't gotta get up in there. And then this one is right off the pump, so I got my garden hose, so I can actually wash mud off, wash calcium out of a tire. And it's got a lot of pressure too. This is the biggest crane that they make like this. That's technically still a knuckle boom. They do build it as a side mount, so it pivots right here in the driver's side, not in the center. All my tire bars are here. They're not in a body. We did add this extension here so they cannot hit the body, and I did put this here just in case anything does try to hit it, but it actually physically can't. Well, I guess for the most part here, 2 more bigger drawers here. This shelf goes all the way across. All your jacks and stuff are there. Bead breakers and specialty bead breakers, push rams are back there. I had them put that light bar there just to help illuminate the ground. And then I had them put both sides, it's the same. So you got your wheel chalks here, so if you're at like a mine site, you can instantly chalk your wheels, and then I can chalk the machine as well. Keep them happy. For the most part. There's 2 more lights back here I can have. I have them on reverse right now, so every time I put the truck in reverse, you got these plus those. And if you want to, you can just turn them on right back here. Basically everything on this side is practically the same, other than this one is all storage. Compressor is actually right here. Being this is a side mount crane, they put it here so it's not protruding a toolbox space like the other trucks do.
What is that? Hydraulically driven compressor off of the hydraulic pump. It's on PTO or?
Yep. Right off one PTO pump. So I have a switch so I can run just the crane, and it won't bother to put any flow to that compressor. So if I don't need the compressor, I can keep it off, and then I can just flip the switch and turn it on. And then I do have in that other storage module right to the side of that inverter is a switch that turns on a hydraulic warmer, so during like the fall time, winter.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Keep it on, that way when you're driving in between or to your first one, the system's cold, it's getting warmed up, so it's not such a harsh startup. All LED lights, 2 up there, 1 there, 2 in the back, 1 over there. And of course, you gotta have your custom touches. So you gotta tint the windows. You gotta.
Yeah, you can't see anybody. You can't have anybody looking in on you. You know. You gotta keep that off.
Some people probably frown upon it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, you put the visor on for a little sun blockage, but more or less just cool looks.
Yeah.
Except for lug nut covers. We put the wide tires on the front. With a 12,000 pound front axle, they will not from the factory put them on. God forbid. So. We had those before the truck even showed up, so the second it showed up, those went on. Sold the ones that were on it. Or with a taller bumper, the stainless bumper instead of a chrome plated. It does have the 9-liter Cummins, well 8.9 I guess if you want to be specific. 400 horse, I think it's like 1,250 foot-pounds of torque. 10-speed manual, so it's not automatic. No horns on top, and where the horns would have been, add the light. And they switched all the lenses to clear.
Pretty neat.
Other than that, nothing too out of the ordinary. But it seems to be working good. It took a lot to get used to a side mount crane.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot different. Of course, the truck that's been in your other videos, that was a center mounted, so you could work over here the same you could work over there.
Yeah.
But this one's a little different. But it will. Well, I'll pick that one though.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you get to work here, and we'll get some action there once you get working on this one. But we do have some old footage of that one. Putting the tires on that. So, yeah, it's an impressive rig, that's for sure.
Yeah,
when you get problems out in the field or whatever, I mean, you never know how many tools you need, and you can't have someone coming to you that's not equipped. I mean,
especially with they've got some of these newer tractors now, like them duals, they have it to where the second drop in the rim that you really do need to take the tire off is facing the inside, so you even got to change a dual wheel on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's actually several of them south of Auburn.
Well, Jared had the tire went down on the inside on that one. We had a spare mounted. Brother Dan got there, had everything all switched, was waiting for him to get there. All he did is go home and get the tire and come back. And Dan had it all right ready to go and slapped the dual on, and because he took the tire off the dual, removed the rim, put the tire that was on the dual on the inside. Yep. And then by the time Jared got there, they slammed it on. He was down about an hour is all.
Well, you got to be efficient. That's the biggest thing. In today's world, these tractors are so big. I mean, you can't manhandle it.
No.
I mean, there's 2,000 plus pounds of cast right in that wheel.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just,
yeah.
Unfortunately, you gotta get the bigger trucks and be able to handle the bigger equipment now.
Yeah, if we want to do that, you know, we wouldn't really be able to dismount the tire. We'd have to take the telehandler over, remove the weight, remove the wheel, Then get that out of the way. Wait for a tire guy to get there that's really not equipped for it to do that. They put it on, you're talking a day.
Yeah,
So,
back in the day when the 4450 was the
big horse.
the big horse,
Yeah.
that was a different scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely changing.
Yeah. Well, we'll let you get to work. I got a couple of guys standing over beside us here. Ready to get after it here. So we'll let Kyle get to it and we'll join back up with you in a little while. Makes it look so simple. He's only been here for just a little over a half hour. And just like that, bing, bang, boom. Just got to put air in that tire. Alright, as you can see, Kyle has got some work already done here. The seed guy came. We had to do some returns on some pallets and some seed. So I had to go tend to that, and I missed the other side of the tractor here. So he's got the dual removed. The dual that he took off is our spare dual. And we have a spare tire here now, one of these. And what he's going to do is put a new one on the inside. He's got our other rim that he's going to bolt on, and then he'll mount one of these tires onto the rim that was originally on this tractor. You might be asking, why do you have dual rims? Well, we had an injury with one, with a bunk wall, actually a couple of them. And a neighbor had this same size tire on one of his tractors, and these tires are actually quite expensive compared to like a 42-inch tire. So he changed his rims all around and bought new tires, and had rims and tires that we were able to buy from him used. So he's got the used rim right here. He's just getting a new tire ready to put on the tractor. He's going to very carefully take it out of the back of his truck with his crane, put a little lube on her, and then he's going to install it with the actual crane. It's quite a neat process. You've seen him put the tires on this tractor that is in behind me here with that, I think they call it a hand, but it makes quick work of mounting these tires. He has a handheld remote that operates the crane itself. He's just going to go in now, put some lubrication on the rim, because these are the tire rather. He's wiping the rim down. These are a tubeless tire. He's actually putting the lubrication on the rim, as well as he's going to put it on the tire. I thought he was going to wipe it down, but he doesn't need to wipe it down. You might be asking, why do you need new tires on the front? Well, that blade carrying all that weight actually wears the tires out on the front faster than it does on the back. These tires here are the original tires, and we'll probably replace them here next spring. Just sucking out any debris that's in the tire, whether it be moisture or dirt. This is where all the magic happens. If you were to do this by hand, you would let the tractor down a little bit, muscle the tire on, bar it on there, jack the machine back up. He's got somewhat of an obstacle to work with on this side, being that the that the muffler and air stack is right there, so he does have to be careful with that. It's got the inner bead just about on there. He just wants to go up a little more. That's probably gonna fall on. Got just a little bit left on the bottom. Well, it's on there. From my angle back here, I didn't think that bottom of the bead went on there, but that was already on there before he jacked it up. More or less met his limitation right there because of that damn air stack and fender. It would have been nice to have been down here to see him do that other side. If that wasn't there, he'd be able to bring that crane right around and do the whole tire. But sometimes you got to use the hand tools. Bang, bang. She's on there. Looks like it's gonna. Looks like the bead is gonna seat as well. I don't know if he'll have to hit that with a cheater or not. It all depends on how close that inside bead is. Boy, it might be on there. I think you're gonna luck out. Did you have to hit the other one with the cheetah? No. Now he's just gonna crawl underneath there. Hit it with some wind. And then he can put the dual on. Kind of a pain in the butt when these valve stems are on the inside, but it is what it is. And taking it. Think I could get 2 fingers in there? Yeah, 2 fingers. Boom. All right, so he'll get the proper amount of wind in there. Got to put his Schrader valve back in. And like I said, he'll bolt this dual on. Come around that tire there. We'll watch him put that one on. That'll go a lot easier because the tire will be out here and he won't have that obstruction with the muffler. Well, he's lifting the rim out of the back of his truck. The reason why they had the rim was because Jared was quite a few miles away from home, and his brother just ended up taking the rim back to their shop, and then we decided that we were going to put 2 new tires on this tractor anyway, so here we are today. So he'll get that rim lifted up out of the back of his truck. This one took a pretty good injury a few years ago. Got caught up against the bunk wall. Bent it quite well, bent it pretty good anyways, and you'll see a spot on that other side. So he'll get this up on there, get it bolted into place. Then he can mount the tire. Yeah, just get the studs in there, and then we'll join back up with him in a minute here once he gets ready to mount the tire. Just got to run around this a little bit, get some of this dirt off of here, and then they'll lube up the rim and get the tire mounted. He has to run a wire wheel around it, or just to clean it up, mainly because this has been dismounted for about a month now. It's got a little bit of rust on it. He didn't really do a extensive cleanup on the other one because that tire just came off, and the rim itself was rather clean because they had just mounted and dismounted a tire from that right side here, like I said, about a month ago. But this one you can see has got some surface rust on there, and that just wreaks havoc with the actual seating and sealing of the bead itself against the rim. Do a lot more with his crane, being that he doesn't have to worry about the fender and the actual stack itself. And this tire here, he'll be able to put the whole thing on with his crane. You won't have to touch one hand tool to it. I lied. He's going to use one hand tool. And there it is. Let's get some wind in there. Then he gets to pick up his stuff and he'll be out of here. Easy as that, right? So he's clocking the tires now. You want to make sure you have your tread bars even with each other so that when you've got mud coming off, it can kind of disperse itself evenly. You probably shouldn't have told anybody about that, right? It actually maximizes your traction, believe it or not. Well, that's going to do it for this job. We want to thank Kyle for allowing us to video this. We got to make sure the daughter Olivia can perform up on the video, right? Well, Olivia, you get to see what your father does day in and day out here. You did a good job, didn't you? Right? There you go. Well, thanks for watching, folks. We'll put a link in the description for anybody local to the area if you need any tire work done. Whether it be your wheelbarrow they'll take care of you. They do anything from lawnmowers, cars, tractors, trailers, big and small. So, we will catch you for the next one, I guess. Take her easy.